There are mornings when the light spills into the room not with a proclamation, but like a guest unsure of its welcome, touching the floor gently, pausing before it climbs the wall. I find myself standing by the window on such days, a mug warming my hands, and I wonder not at the sky, but at the silence inside. It does not ask questions. It waits. We speak often about moving on, as if life were a corridor we must keep walking, politely ignoring the rooms behind us. The phrase itself has the sound of suitcases, of doors clicking shut. Yet I've come to believe that what we mean, when we say it with trembling lips or with the dry confidence of advice, is not about the movement of feet but the surrender of the heart. There is a kind of grief that does not wear black or speak in past tense. It is the soft ache of standing still while the world rearranges itself without asking. The job lost, the love that faded not in a blaze but in the quiet of indifference, the chapter that closed with no final sentence. These are not just events, they are earthquakes beneath the skin. And to move on, truly, is not to deny them. It is to walk with them until they no longer define your direction. I remember a conversation I once had with an old gardener. He spoke of pruning not as an act of violence, but of mercy. You cut, he said, brushing dirt from his palms, not because the branch was unworthy, but because it no longer bore fruit. The tree does not mourn. It leans into the sun with what remains. And so must we. But the question arises where to go, when the past is too heavy and the future, too vague? The world offers many maps, careers, titles, the right sort of admiration from the right sort of people. Yet none of these speak the language of the heart. They measure time in promotions and value in applause. But there is a deeper scale, one not taught but remembered. It awakens when we do something quietly right, when our effort aligns not with expectation, but with goodness. When we make something, mend something, carry something, not for reward, but because it was ours to tend. To move on, then, is not always to climb. Sometimes it is to descend, gently, into who we truly are. To stop asking, what should I do? And begin asking, what have I been given to care for? I have known souls who changed cities and still felt caged. And others who stayed in the same town, yet stepped into a freedom the world could not quantify. The difference was not in geography, but in orientation. They stopped chasing the echo and turned toward the voice. There is no shame in stillness, nor in sorrow. But there is quiet hope in choosing again, choosing to believe that our worth is not a currency others assign, but a wellspring from the source who knew us before we were named. And so, if you find yourself today unsure of how to move on, do not rush. Stand by the window a while. Listen to the silence inside. Ask not where you should go, but what you should become. And in time, you will feel it, not a command, but an invitation. Like morning light across the floor. Come. Begin again.